Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Where's the Man United agenda? I am real says football. Obviously, it's morning somewhere, it's evening somewhere, it's afternoon somewhere. So you gotta get it out the way. But yeah, Man United agenda off the back of a victory against those Wolves. We sent those puppies packing. Had to do it, had to be done, and we did it with ease. Yaba, how are you, kind sir?
Yeah, really good today. Obviously when you win like that, you go into work and you're all boosted up and feeling good. You feel impervious to any kind of pain, and no one can come for you. But yeah, like you said, I mean, with conversations you have, a lot of people bringing up, oh, it's only Wolves, but we scored 4 goals away from home. That's a fact against a Premiership team, so it doesn't matter about that. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased about the performance, some aspects of the performance, and it's a good result. But the main talking points there not about Man United. There seems to be about there's other stuff going on in the football. Obviously with Salah, they're playing tonight, and all the drama with that, and obviously Joey Barton, ex-footballer, issues with him. But we're here to talk about Man United, obviously. And the Champions League is on today. That's why we're on early, isn't it?
I know it's
I
painful.
looked. I'll tell you something, Rio. I looked at the list of games, and I've got no interest in any. Usually, I'm like, yeah, I'll take that in. I know you love. I mean, you could watch a game, but I looked at the games and I'm thinking, I'm not extra excited about seeing any of them. I could easily just go and do something else. Is there any game that appeals to you?
Well, tonight, if I just quickly have a quick little gist at them, because obviously you got the games that are on now. I'm pretty sure it was so Inter Liverpool will be the game I'll be kind of keeping a close eye on. I have a keen fondness of Inter Milan, so they're kind of like the Italian team that I do like to follow. And Como, up and coming Como, obviously they're not playing, but I do like Como. Yeah, they're the richest team in Italy at the moment.
Just touching back, so AC Milan was my team because when I was growing up, they had Gullit and Van Basten and thing. I just liked the way they played. I like, they seemed like a great side. I see them win some Champions Leagues and thing. So AC Milan were always my team. But why Inter Milan yours?
Honestly, I was the same. So I was an AC Milan person because they had the team. I loved their they used to play like a 4-1-2-1-2, and it used to be Pirlo, Gattuso, Seedorf as their midfield three, and then they had Kaká and they had Shevchenko, and I believe it was Crespo up front at the time. But I went to Italy and watched Inter Milan there, and it was meant to be when the San Siro was meant to be knocked down, and it still hasn't been knocked down. I don't know. I just think I just had a fondness of watching Inter Milan since I went to watch them, so kind of changed from red to blue. Yeah, for my sins. But yeah,
and just what do you think about how Fabregas is doing at Como? I mean,
very good. He's a very good manager. Like he'll be, it would not be surprised me if he's linked with the Liverpool job at this rate. To be fair, he's doing very good there. But they've got a lot of money, Como. So it was lovely. I'd love to go and watch him.
Yeah, I would as well. It's interesting though because obviously it's like he's another young buck turning up with a new kind of system that he's tweaked himself, but still about triangles once again, like the Pep formula. And you always wonder, okay, that's great. And he talks a good game. And obviously he's a great player. And so you've seen what's happened with these young upstarts like Amorim, like Xavi Alonso, like Thiago Motta, that seem to have a new way of playing. Not all of them are going to be successful.
Yeah, and because I think they try these trendy, formations, and then when you try and do it in the tough, gritted like leagues, and like you trying to get against top opposition, it doesn't really, it doesn't reflect how it would work. But no, I enjoy it. It's zesty, it's fresh, but every now and then it goes in cycles, doesn't it? And now we've gone back to direct football.
There's nothing new. This is what we're saying. There's nothing new. We having this conversation the other day about on Sunday League, or you can spot the same things, things count. And all it is just rotations, isn't it? He's just rotating players, and they're not like top players. He's sort of punching above his weight, and they say, "Oh wow, look at how he's performing." They said the same about Thiago Motta at Bologna a couple of seasons ago, didn't they? And yeah, that's a project I'm interested to continue to watch and see how they develop. But yeah, well done for this.
Stu in the chat. Good evening, kind sir. Good evening, Stu. Have you come down from the higher of smashing Wolves yet? I haven't. And yeah, but as you said, to be fair, and Stuart as well, I was Napoli, still am. Saw Maradona play in 1984, even though it was for Barca, and now they have Maratomini. And I say, well, fair enough. And yeah, and I've got a little soft spot for Napoli as well because of just what they're doing. Obviously, we've seen our kind of, I'd say, rejects, but they're not rejects because of the fact of what they're doing. They're rejects to us, I suppose, but what they're doing over there, it does look very good. And the only thing I wish that we did in England compared to Portugal, to be honest, I think every other country other than us does it, is, when the players score and then you've got the person on the mic going and it shouts their first name and then the whole crowd shouts their surname. So they go, Scotty, McTominay, Scotty. As a player, I reckon that must add 10-15% to want you to try and score a goal. Because of that, I'd get goosebumps. I'll get absolute goosebumps if that was me.
I thought it was the Ultras that did that. It's Paris Ultras have a microphone, a megaphone.
Yeah, Paris, Marseille do it. Everywhere does it. Everywhere does it now. It's just us that doesn't do it, But yeah, we're boring old England there. We're boring old England. But yes, okay. In the title, goals issue at United. So it's a weird one because obviously we're Man United, so there's a lot of noise. It's typical, it's standard. We are the gold standard when it comes to news, and that's why they put us on the TV on our own, so everyone else can enjoy Manchester United. And it'll be the same on Monday, it'll be the same on Boxing Day, and so on and so forth. But we've been quietly doing our business. We're in sixth now. Don't tell certain people because certain people get annoyed. Oh, sixth, that's not good enough, blah, 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 blah. We're in sixth, okay? We're above Liverpool, okay? We accept it. But we are, I believe, so we are third in the league for goals scored. So that's, so we're actually third in the league for goals scored. So when this narrative comes out, where it's like, we've not been doing good, we're not doing well, this, that, and the other, when you deep it and you take a step back, we're third. So we have goals for. Man City have 35.
Yeah.
Arsenal have 28. And then we've got 26. So we're 2 goals behind Arsenal.
Okay.
So when you hear that,
people have known that. Who would have known that? I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, and that's it. And it's amazing when you deep the situation because we're meant to be doing tragic. We're meant to be horrendous. And to be honest, I've got kind of the opinions from the other panelists. Mr. B, Colin. Yeah, but your thoughts on it really in terms of your review on Amorim and Manchester United currently the 9th of December. What do you think? We're 6th. How do you feel?
Well, first of all, I want to write off last season because he's come in almost a year ago through turbulent time for Ten Hag and had to change things around. He didn't really want to come in that side. So I have to write that all off and say, all right, let's start from this season. And with the players he's got here and a bit of time he's had at the club and trying to incorporate his style of play, And I'm not going to talk about formations because to me it's irrelevant. Throughout the game, the formation changes. But what I will say that I'm impressed with, a couple of things I'm impressed with, is a bit more control of games. Where when you've got 5 players at the back, you can pass it, reset amongst the back 5 and start again and have a bit of control. And that's something I think we lacked before. And I think it's good because it just gives us more time to say, right, nothing on, reset, let's pass it back and keep it amongst the centre backs. And they're all good ball playing players, in a way. And that's something that's improved and gives us a bit more control. Going forward, I think with the personnel we have right now, it's about to click. It's like we mentioned triangles earlier, but it's about
Yeah.
combinations, isn't it? We always talk about the combinations play, and it's all about triangles and one midfielder coming over wide to link up to make things happen and get crosses in. And I think that's why we got a guy like Xisco in, because in the box we didn't have that presence before, and he's someone you expect in the 6-yard box to get there first, win headers, score goals, that sort of thing. So I think the formula's all there for us to do well. It's just that we're not quite there yet, and obviously the goal scoring. I think Mbemo's our top goal scorer, but the goals are coming from all round the team. Yesterday, for example, Bruno got 2, Mount scored as well, and we had Xerxes score before that. So there's no guarantee if you're a betting man, say you got first goal scorer. There's no guarantee. Probably Mbemo would be first, but no, you just don't know, do you? You just don't know. So I'm quite pleased with our slow development, and I'm not gonna sit here and trash the formation because I think that's irrelevant. I just feel that when I look at the goals that we conceded, a lot of them are individual mistakes, and the manager wants, he's seeing a paint. He's like he wants to see his vision on the pitch, and he clearly knows where he wants his players to be. It's about the players getting on point with that and performing. And once they do, I think we see better results going forward. And we are seeing a bit of improvement this year. So for me, it's a slight improvement. And I think it's a long run. They did say 2028 before we win the league. That's the expectation. So I think it's a long run, but let's just enjoy the ride. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, exactly that, to be fair. And again, I want to call out certain individuals, certain fans that are saying, if I went round and said to people, okay, what was your prediction for Man United at the beginning of the season? Where did you predict us to finish? A lot of people were saying mid-table, or a lot of people were going 8th, 9th, 7th, and a lot of people were saying 6th. Not many people were saying top 4. Not many people were saying top 4, but a lot of people were in the ballpark of maybe between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, going up to 10th. We are 6th. So stop complaining. Like, we are in, progression. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's such a cliche. Right off last season, like you've just said, like 100%, he's not got the players that he wanted. He still hasn't. We still haven't. Let's not forget, we've done shows upon shows. There's been tweets upon tweets about we need a midfield. We need a midfield. He's doing this. We're in this position without this midfield that we were supposedly meant to be getting. I'm still confident we will. In regards to the goals, yeah. So we're around about mid-table as well. So in terms of goals against, goals conceded, we're about mid-table. So that's an issue. That is an issue. But weirdly, this is where it's odd, and it goes back to what you said. You hit the nail on the head. In terms of the goals that we concede are from mistakes. So Arsenal, in terms of shots on target, so obviously shots on targets are what will be where the goals come from. Shots on target, Arsenal have conceded the least amount of shots on target over the season, 34. Then it's Chelsea, 45. Then it's Man City, 47. Crystal Palace, 48 shots on target. Then it's us. We've conceded 53 shots on target. So that's how many shots we've faced on goal. But yet we're middle of the park for the amount of goals that have gone in. So that basically means we have conceded. We've conceded. We don't concede a lot of shots on target. But the shots that we do concede are like these incredible opportunities, high XG goals, opportunities. So again, from mistakes, or Lamens has to deal with a one-on-one, or he's not even at the goal because there's a mistake, because at the back post it's not been dealt with, etc., etc. So again, another one. You hear that, Yaba? You've said it. You can see it. The eye test and the stats kind of back up what you're seeing. It's fine margins. I'm guessing you agree with that.
Yeah, I do. I think I like to keep things simple, because a lot of people go deep into football these days, don't they? Big up Mr. B. A lot of people go deep into football and go into this tactical analysis kind of thing. But when you've got the ball, you can't concede. And like I said earlier about we get a bit more control with the 5 defenders. You can pass it amongst them, start again, reset, play amongst them, and you got the ball. You're keeping hold of the ball. And whereas before we'd rush and we'd give it the things would break down, and then they would be transitions against us under Ten Hag. I saw that a lot. I remember a game against Nottingham Forest. We were attacking, and suddenly we gave the ball away, and we were just all over the place. That's why I was a bit worried yesterday. I mentioned about Casemiro closing down for the first goal. Who was covering that spacing behind him? So you got to take risks, but I just feel that when you got a bit more of the possession, you a bit more control, and players, the team's now starting to sort of, have the ball, which stops us from getting shots against us. This is simple logic. I'm not doing no sort of specialist UEFA B stuff here. It's simple logic for me, and I just think that's exactly what we needed. Just calmness, control, and then once we can have that, you can build yourself into the game. But what we can't have is a system which, when it does break down and we're getting transitioned on like we were a lot before, make us vulnerable like that. Everyone say about the midfield two. How many times have I seen this year a transition on us where the midfield two were just completely lost or out of position? You get through the midfield two, there's 3 centre backs there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's down the spine of the team. Do what you do out wide. But once the ball comes into the box, we need to deal with that. And that's standard. I think so. We're set up pretty well. And it's just about taking, like, when George Graham came to Arsenal, he sorted out the defence, started building from the defence. And I think the same applies for us. Amorim's come to the club, he's seen the vulnerabilities, how we concede, and he's put a system in place. And initially, that gives you a bit more control, a bit more balance, and then suddenly you can start building on that. And then the outcome what we're looking for now is in the final third, start scoring more goals. And I think we're starting to get there. It's not quite clicking yet, but it's going to happen quite soon.
Exactly. I agree. I absolutely agree. Stuart, this season is so mad, and I'm not even on the brandy, but we could be in a title challenge. Yeah. Say it quietly. Certain fan bases will ridicule you for saying you're in a title challenge. But we can hope. This festive period's gonna. Been saying it for weeks now. I feel bored saying this festive period's gonna be so important. It is. We can't hide away from that. Chesko back weekend, I'm hearing rumors. I believe so. There was a lovely quote that came out today, something to do with his agent, and he asked, don't know how true this is, but the quote was in the lines of, the agent asked Chesko, if you kind of could go back, do you have any regrets about going to Manchester United? And Chesko replied saying, absolutely not. Like, it's the best decision I've ever made in my career, or something like that. So nice to see.
Can I just say on that,
when it comes back,
just going back to that, when you look at, like, everyone said, maybe not, question marks about Chesko, but he's been highly touted by people that I respect in the game, and when he was in Germany, he was the main guy out there for potential, when he was playing out there. I love the Newcastle striker. I think he's an ace. He's a bit of a maverick. He's got a lot about him. But Chesko has always been that guy. Even Ralph Rangnick, when he first came to the club, highly recommended him, and he's always been that guy. So don't sleep on him. There's still more to come, because all these experts who know football and are inside the game and know German football and understand the Slovenian international, how good he is and what the potential that he's got. It's a slow burner for us at the moment, but I think we will see the best of him in the next couple of seasons, and we'll be saying, look at this guy,
Yeah, I agree. And I think, weirdly, the last couple of games, we've been putting in loads more crosses. So hopefully he can just come into this foundation that we've built nicely for him, because that's what it's all about. It's about building foundations. Weirdly, we've built the foundation in attack, where a lot of teams, as you say, build from the back. We just need to fine tune the back now, cut out those little silly mistakes that we've been creating for ourselves. And hopefully in tandem, in time, things will just kind of click in place. We got Bournemouth on Monday. They're going for a kind of a rough spell at the moment, so they're not hitting on all cylinders. They're not scoring a lot of goals as of late. They've been highly dependent on Semenyo. When he's not been performing well, they've not been getting the goals. Hello, King Dean in the chat. I think Chesko has some good qualities, but for me, he doesn't look cut out to succeed at United. Only time will tell. only time will tell. We're very quick to kind of knock down our new strikers whenever they come through the door. You know, Hoyland, Shesko. We need to give them the chance, let them thrive, let them shine. And us Man United fans will be fully behind them. You know, they've got the foundations to succeed at Manchester United. So hopefully he grabs it with both hands or both feet. United are back. Lol, don't get glazed. It's Wolves. Amorim more lives than Prince Andrew, but P45 is coming. Mark Harris, as positive as always. Not. Keep the faith, Dino. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Exactly. So yeah, we've spoken about the goals because I'm happy. I'm quite content with the goals going forward. We've kind of brushed on the fact that we need to improve at the back. But ultimately, there's only one guy that has the kind of premise to change all this, and that is Amorim. So obviously, we're at this kind of crossroads situation. We're sixth. Amorim, more time. For me, it's not even a question. I'm quite content to say you have more time. Yeah, but thoughts on that? Amorim, you don't really have any qualms with him at this moment in time, or do you have your concerns?
I think what's really important. I mean, you have to make an assessment about what a manager's all about. If you start seeing players like their body language or just not playing for someone, which they do, this is a big indicator that the manager's not doing his work, then that's a concern. And I haven't seen that just yet. I still think the players back him. If you start seeing terrible results and inconsistencies and no progression, okay, that's the main thing. If you don't see progression, then that might be a concern as well. Then we might, because I remember people saying these are Ten Hag signings when really there's someone employed to bring players into the club. It's not Ten Hag signings, just that he was employed as the manager or the head coach at the time. You know, he wasn't the transfer guy, you know, or sporting director or technical. He was the head coach who probably said, "Oh, okay, yeah, even I've worked with him before. Yeah, I'll take him." It's not his signing. So
yeah,
under Amorim, we could say, are these Amorim signings when we've got what's his name, Blackburn former player, who's the former Blackburn winger who's now technical director for us?
Uberada.
No, the former Blackburn player winger.
Why is my mind gone lost?
Wilcox, thank you, Mr.
Wilcox.
B.
Sorry, that's it.
So Jason Wilcox is, from what I understand, he's responsible for bringing these players in. So he's brought in Xisco. That's a good signing for me. Look at Mbeumo's been a good signing, very indeed. No one can complain about Cunha with the excitement he brings, right sort of signing. Dorgu was one of the first guys to come in under Amorim, but it's all about a project, isn't it? So with this sign, I'm not complaining. Dorgu maybe still some question marks, but the other three, I've got no issues with. They're looking good. And then what also shows me about talking about Amorim or Amorim's era, Amorim's reign, the backing he gets, because we had to get rid of players. We got Rashford on loan at Barcelona. We think, well, would we need a player like that right now? No, you don't, because you got to clear the culture of the club for some reason. Whether I agree or disagree with Rashford's thing as a player, I'm not playing a computer game with Rashford's stats and attributes. We're talking about the human level where something's wrong, where it was better for him to go on loan somewhere elsewhere. So for these things to happen and getting rid of Anthony and all the other, getting rid of the freebies and all that kind of thing, that this is, to me, suggests that the board are backing the manager. The players are still playing for the manager. We saw the turnaround at halftime yesterday. Come out, they put them to the sword. And it's not always going to be evident like that, but I've seen enough to suggest that Amorim is doing a good job. And we just have to be, like you said, be patient. And I've just tried to evidence the reasons why. The players, the board, the progression. These are things that suggest to me he's okay at the moment. You compare that to someone like Slot. He's come in, taken over a team from Klopp, won the league, he's skinning. They back him because they believe in him with money and cash. You know what I'm saying? And then he's had saying to himself, I can't continue like this because I want to set my own, bring my own identity to this team. And suddenly he's got terrible results and he's got players not playing for him. So that's when you can say, are the players playing for Slot? Had the board backed him? Yes. Are they regretting it? Maybe so. Do you see what I'm saying? So with Amorim, if you're asking the question about Amorim, based on that sort of analysis, I would say we're doing all right and we need to continue to back him. Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. No, bang on, bang on. Again, would have been interesting to have someone else on here, Mr. B, to kind of give his thoughts on here. But obviously, it's interesting because of the fact that I think we've kind of had the same values in regards to time, patience. And I'll go back to it again. People predicted that we'll probably finish 6th, 7th, 8th. We are in those positions. What did you want? Did you want us to win the league straight away? It's not going to happen just like that. As long as the board are backing him and backing the decisions, even though we might disagree with them, subject A, Kobe Minu, that's, a very sensitive subject for certain people. Not for me. First of all, I don't know Kobe Minu. I don't know him. I don't know Amorim either. But I know Amorim's the manager. I'm not Player FC. Too many people are Player FC. I'm sorry, but it's annoying. It's frustrating. I'm getting angry now, but it's frustrating me because
let it out. Let it out. I'm not.
Yeah, it's frustrating because of the fact that Rashford. Oh, Rashford is doing well at Barcelona. You weren't doing well for us, so ultimately we moved him on. Højlund. Oh, he's doing well. Good for him. We're not going to be bitter. We won't be bitter and say we want them to do like terrible in the places that they go. No. You do well, you prosper. I've started a Football Manager save today with my friend. I chose Manchester United, and I look at all the loanees, and then the first thing I looked at was the values of the players that are on loan, and I'm like, oh my god. If I can just get through this first season, the amount of money I'm going to have available once these players are performing well. So when Højlund performs well at Napoli, they're going to buy him. When Anthony performs well at Betis, they're probably going to buy him. When Rashford performs well, someone's going to buy him. That is change in the kitty for Manchester United, which will go back into the squad. We've had evidence that we've been spending on the squad. We've been improving on the squad. And ultimately, that's what we need. Amorim just needs to get to the end of the season, see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then things will be smooth sailing. But all he needs is the fan base, like me, like you, to give him the faith, the patience that he deserves. And deserves probably the wrong word. It's earned. He's earning it. He's 6th. We've got Bournemouth. We might lose that game, and I'm pre-warning you people now. We might lose that game. If we do, don't get on his back. Don't do it. I'm telling you now, don't get on his back, because after that, we've got Wolves again soon. So everyone will be licking their lips for that Wolves game. Yeah, we've got Villa. We might beat Villa. We've got a good record against Villa. And then obviously Boxing Day, everyone will be happy, merry Christmas. Boxing Day, Newcastle at Old Trafford. Let them come. Amorim's got a point to prove. The team, the players, they've got a point to prove. They've shown no signs to me that they are letting down. They have not down tools. There are certain individuals that probably do want to go, but they're still playing. Kobe Minu, who comes on with a sad face, it's not his fault, but he still performs. So I'm sorry. I know I'm ranting. I know I'm raving, but I've had enough. I've had enough of this Player FC mentality. We are 6th. I'm not celebrating that we're 6th, but we're not 10th, and we're not in the same situation that Liverpool are in, and they've just won a league. Might drop.
Very good. I love that little rant there. I was nodding and sort of sighing, and I was looking at the comments. I think we need to go to the comments because, and guys, before we go to the comments, I just want to say this. I mean, you've heard what Rio's had to say, and he sort of said that with passion and heart. But it's like when you go into a relationship, you need to establish what the expectations are, of the relationship. Do you want me to take you out like 3 times a week? Do you want me to open the door for you? Do you want me to, what sort of standards do you expect? And I think we are acting like some sort of diva at the moment that just wants everything done for her, dinner paid for her, taken out every night of the week, chaperoned all over the place. That's how some of the fans are acting based on something in the past. Those days are gone. Chivalry's not chivalry. They say chivalry's dead, or whatever. Those days are gone. The expectations of a United fan today needs to be lowered. Needs to be low. We've been humbled, guys. It's been 10, 11 years since we won anything significant, like a major trophy. So we need to lower our expectations. And if I'm doing that, everyone say I'm Mr. Positivity, but if I've lowered my expectations based on, the looks of my girlfriend. I'm looking at my girlfriend saying, "You're not really a looker." You know what I'm saying? You're a 5 out of 10, babe. You know, talking about not my real girlfriend, but my club. You know, and saying you're 5 out. So I'm not. You know, being a Man United fan, you're walking down the street, you know, with a little 5 out of 10, and don't expect too much. So don't expect too much from them. You know, so I'm asking the guys before we go to the comments. What's your expectations, Man United? Do you think we should be winning right now? I mean, come on. Do you think we should be going back to glory days right now in like a year of Amorim? I mean, come on, guys. Let's do the comments because I see that.
People in the comments. I'd like, please go back to what you thought where we would finish at the beginning of the season. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Be honest to yourself. Where did you think we'd finish? Be open. Be honest. This is the opportunity. This is the chance now. We're killing it, but we're absolutely on a roll here. Like we needed this. This is therapy because I think we're both sick of it.
The typing
5 at the back. Yeah, I know. 5 at the back. 5 at the back doesn't do it for me. Be nice to see a youth development team in the cup games. Not going to happen with Amorim. Oh. Probably not. But then if we lost those games, you'll probably be at his neck again anyway. So you know, we'll see. Agreed, Dino, but got to stick with him. Thank you, Stu. You claim that our signings have been good, but our football is the worst I've ever seen. And fair enough. It might be the worst you've ever seen. I could arguably say that Louis van Gaal football was dire. So I don't know. King Dino again. We should never have sacked Ali. He worked wonders for 2.5 years, and when we sacked him, he was still doing better than Amorim. But I reckon King Dino, and I respect your opinion on that one. I reckon those 2.5 months prior to getting rid of Ali, you probably would have been saying it's time. It's time to go. The Ali out. You know, hashtags.
We went to Watford. We went to that Watford game to report on that Watford game for the channel. You know, and that was it. We knew going. There was a run of games, and that was the last of it. To lose 4-1 there at Watford, we're now in the Championship. You know, Ollie,
you had to.
Kind of lost it, yeah.
Steph, we are early again, Champions League, so we're trying to get one step at the ahead of the curve on that one on the Champions League games. My God, Rio, you've been on the positive pills. Jesus Christ, man. I'm not. To be fair, and I want to say I'm not. Am I being positive? Maybe. But I'm not being negative, and that's the difference. I'm not doom and gloom. That's the difference. You know, I'm being realistic. Me and Yaba, we're being realistic. We know the expectations. You know, we don't want to lower full standards 100%, but it's a realization of where we are currently. Mid-table Amorim doesn't play the 5 kids at the back. No one in charge. Sure, keep him. We'll be top 3 Christmas. Hopefully. Next 4 Premier League, 3 at home. Just a shame we only got 1 point against Everton and West Ham. Exactly. Real sounds deluded to me. Not delusion, just realistic realization. Yabba, is your dog Amorim out or out?
My dog's name is Yabba, by the way. So Yabba, in or out? Are we in Amorim in or Amorim out? What do you reckon? She's having a think about it, yeah.
To be fair, it is a tough decision. It is a very fair, tough decision. Mixed fan base. I said top 6, but convinced we can get 4th. But there you go, Stu. You've said top 6. To be fair, Stu, you're on the same wavelength as us. To be fair, you know, Steph said top 20, so we're well on board with that. I can't lower my expectations to the point where we're losing to 10 men. Everton is okay, scrapping. King Dino, answer the question, my friend. Answer the question. I get it. I understand it. But where did you think we'd finish prior to the season kicking off? If you said first, then fair play. The glory days included playing youth. I agree. Gabriel having a blinder, by the way. Oh, okay. What JJ? Talent. Okay.
Yeah.
Maguire got sent off in that Watford game. Yeah. It was. I do remember. Top 20. Yeah. And Dino, they should be investigated for match fixing. Fair enough. Yeah. To be fair, but we're in the wrong. We should never be positive. We dare us be positive. you know, for those that are celebrating festivities right now, no, bar humbug, Scrooge McDuck, everything. You know, we'll be watching the games, you know, Bovril in hand or whatever it is that you drink with a screw face. No, we want our team to do well. We're
Yeah.
seeing what they're doing, and you know, we want us to do better. But it doesn't mean it's doom and gloom. When it gets to doom and gloom times, then yeah, we probably will be like, yeah, it's time to go. For me, that time is not now. And
You know,
for those that are saying get rid now, who would you get in? You know, who would you get in?
you have to wait
And
till after the
not,
World Cup. I mean, there's so many
yeah,
managers out
yeah,
there. You
yeah,
know, I don't think it's right time now to do anything like that. But one thing I will say, we are the Man United agenda, and everyone like myself and myself, we both support Manchester United. That's what we do. Whether not the
yeah,
managers, not the players, we support the club. And that means going there and learn. You said something really crucial about your experience when you went to watch Inter Milan, or you talked about European football and the delight it must give to a player that Rio's just scored and they go, Rio, and the crowd goes, says football, you know, and you said, imagine a lift that must give. So that just shows you there's a science behind it. This is why your home form is always going to be better than your away form because of the support. You know, whether it's
yeah,
positivity or not, it's about the support. And they say it's the 12th man, it's the support. You know, and this is why, as Man United fans, even though things have been rough and tumble for us over the time, we know we can give the extra bit of motivation, the extra bit of spring in the player's step if we back them and support them, even though, you know, things are quite vulnerable. So yeah, that's what we did to do. It's all right to be critique things, but when it comes, Rio goes to games. I'm sure Rio don't go there to games and sit there with a big frown and shaking it. Oh, look at this, is rubbish. He's going there for the experience to back his team and sing his heart out. And the players appreciate that and they play better for that. The manager gets more inspired by that, you know. So that's what supporting is really about. And this is why, and then we can have moments like this, therapy moments on the Man United agenda, where we can actually talk about where we can improve and the fine margins that we're trying to work out, you know. So yeah, are you a supporter of the club, guys? Then, you know, come on, let's do it.
exactly, and ultimately, you are right. We all support the club. We all have our different views, and ultimately, we want United to do well. And people will have their different opinions on how we get there. People want to get there quicker. People want to, you know, enjoy the tough times. So when we get to those great times, like probably what we're probably going to experience, we can go back and go, wow, you know what, Amorim, you know, going back to the date, 9th of December, 2025, we backed him and we said we can see the vision in a year's time. You know, we were there saying, yeah, we stood by him. So my final thoughts on Amorim, the team, attack. Keep doing what you're doing. Sort out the defense a little bit, and then hopefully onwards and upwards. And obviously, a lot of teams are dropping points in and around us as well. So what an opportunity! What an opportunity! But yeah, but I echo what you say. Support the team, support the club. I'm in no kind of qualms that people aren't doing that, but let's just add a little bit more positivity, and hopefully we can all be positive at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
Yaba, any final thoughts on that?
Final thoughts for me would be like, look, Amorim is being backed. They've obviously have meetings along the way, you know, to say progress, how's conversations, how's things going. He can step to them very soon and say to them, look, we're in 6th place, we're only 4 or 5 points off 2nd place. We got opportunity here to push on and do something really well. Now, saying that at this stage will give more encouragement for the board to say, actually, yeah, you're right here. This is our chance to invest in you. You know, and that's a real key sign. Not just about give you our blessing, say, yeah, you're doing a good job, pat on the back, that sort of thing, but also by investing, by saying, look, do you need someone? You know, because they're thinking long term. Boy, if this guy gets us Champions League football and we get that sort of money again, then we can start, you know, and dabbling again and hustling again. You know, so you know, what do you need? What do you need? That's the kind of conversations you want to be having as a manager. Where you think, what you're right?
Like 100 mil, like 100 mil a time. It's like $100 time to be in the Champions League, to be in Europe. So,
Yeah, so it's better. It's better than having a conversation like Slot might be having with his board at the moment, because they'll be saying, "Look, what's the hell's going on here? And why are you letting your players talk bad about you? And why am I hearing all these rumors? Where people are sighing and rolling their eyes. That's what I'm saying. That's not a good conversation. I'm glad we're not in that sort of space right now. So up Ruben Amorim. I like how he's doing his business, and he hasn't gone grey yet. That's a good sign.
That is a very good sign. Although the eyes are getting a little bit, the bags are coming in a little bit more early and sooner than I expected. But no, I'm sure it'll be just fine. But yeah, we deserve better.
How you doing?
Better late than never. Thank you for joining, of course. People, if you haven't done so already, please smash the likes. It supports the channel gratefully. And obviously, you joined us on a Tuesday evening. Champions League football, but we're here nonetheless. Manchester United will still be talk of the town. Does not matter. I like this flexible and fluid front three we used last night, and against Arsenal and Liverpool, we defend from the front and it protects that midfield quartet. Exactly. And again, we don't look like we're being penetrated. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're being penetrated as much as we used to. Those clips of Jamie Carragher bringing us Casemiro and saying, "Oh, look, there's nothing in midfield. I can't do a Scouse accent, but yeah, there's nothing there." No, that's not happening as much. And if it does, then we've got a solid back three that are looking a lot more astute compared to.
You said it doesn't look like we're being penetrated as much as we used to. Can't say the same about we deserve better. How you doing? Unfortunately, he's been unwell in bed. Problems breathing.
But you're here. Yeah. You're here. So we appreciate it nonetheless.
Get well soon, bro. Get well soon.
Of course. Yaba. We're here, Champions League night.
Oh.
We've done it. We've done the deed. Of course. Wait, is that mine? So yeah, we've done the deed. Appreciate you kindly. Any final words, kind sir? Obviously, we play again on Monday, so we got a long wait.
Yeah, a long wait to go, but a lot of football to watch as well. If you're watching Champions League tonight, what game are you watching? I couldn't pick one. He's saying Inter Milan, Liverpool. I'm not so sure about that. And then obviously Europa League and all this thing. We're not involved. So we will be here tomorrow, probably early, better early than never. And we got voguing. Yeah, I'm voguing. And we'll be back, for Friday night as well. I'm looking forward to Friday night when it's a bit of Royal Rumble with other teams. So big up to Man United Agenda, big up to Rio, and big up to all you guys in the chat as well. Thank you.
Appreciate you as always, Yaba. Obviously, I am Real States Football. Yaba, of course. Thank you, people, and have a lovely evening. Good night, my door.
Good night.